Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and this is Incremental Factory. The factory must grow. This is an idle, upgrade, incremental game with a couple of interesting sort of automation elements. Let's jump into things and see what we have got in store. Now, cover your eyes for just a mere moment as I get through this initial very bright little screen, and I can toggle it into night mode or dark mode, which is very nice indeed. Okay, so what have we got going on? Well, nothing at the moment. We have one single button, and that is what we're going to be clicking. That is going to be generating us a little bit of stone. Happy days. Now, after we click the stone button for long enough, we will unlock the ability to make a kiln, and a kiln will make us bricks. There's an input of stone, there's an input of coal, and it's going to cost us 10 stone in order to build the kiln, and that's going to unlock further things. So you can kind of see what's happening here. And our kiln, our one kiln, is using coal at a 0.2 per tick rate, and then we are using two stone per tick as well, and we are converting them to bricks, which is quite nice. I'm going to manually, obviously, do this for now. There is a significant amount of automation that we can undertake from pretty early on, actually, and we're going to be doing that, obviously, to hopefully save my finger a little bit of effort. We'll get a few additional kilns because we are going to need to build an iron smelter, and an iron smelter is going to consume iron ore and coal, and it's going to cost some bricks to make. We build it, happy days. That actually unlocks the ability to make iron ore, which I will immediately start producing because I want to get my smelter up and running. We'll start generating a little bit of iron platage, which is grand, and I'll just make sure that I'm always sort of utilizing, there we go, these resources, keeping everything in stock, at least for the early stages. I should point out, by the way, that this game actually has no music, so I've got the Factorio's soundtrack running very quietly in the background there. Anyway, we've unlocked the Iron Miner, which is very nice. This introduces a brand new input, and that input is energy. It's going to cost us 10 iron plates and some bricks to build as well. I'll build one of these, and that is going to at least partially automate the production of iron. It gives me a little bit of iron. It's not a huge amount, especially given that we don't actually have any energy yet, but that's fine. We can make that work. We can also get ourselves a stone miner. I'll get myself a stone miner, and I'll probably get a coal miner as well, which we've just unlocked, which is very nice. Bash that out, and boom. This is what we were looking to unlock, the coal power plant. We can actually make that immediately, and what do you know? We are able to get that up and running, and that unlocks this little box up here, which is energy information. Now, this shows how much energy we are currently using. This is our maximum production. Happy days. We're getting coal. It's pretty much all coal energy, actually. So we're getting 16 energy from this one power plant, which is grand. I guess we have like 12 default energy, whatever. Either way, that's good. We can get ourselves another coal power plant if we want to, produce up to 32 there, which is fine and dandy. Now, I want to try and get these red numbers into green numbers. Very sort of simply, that's what we want to try and do. I'm going to try and get myself a few additional stone miners, at least in the first instance. We need a few more. It's really bricks, to be honest. It's really bricks. That seems to be the issue that we're having the most of at the moment. One more stone miner. Okay, that's good. We're back in positive territory. Stone is being produced at really nice rates. I just went and ruined it there, but that's fine. This is all looking completely grand. 5 more iron plates. To be honest, I need more iron plates in general. I'm going to increase the number of iron smelters that I've got, and then I'm probably just going to try and beeline for as many iron miners as we can muster. So far, nothing too special about this incremental game. But things are about to change, and things are about to change pretty drastically. I've also not pointed out this area over here. This is yield information. So there's a minimum yield of 20%. At the moment, every single yield is at 119%. So when I click on the stone button, you can see I get 1.19 resources as opposed to just a single resource. It starts off at 120 and slowly degrades over time. So over time, as you use the source of whatever you're mining, it gets worse and worse and worse. There we go. Look at that. Positive. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. All of the numbers ticking up. which is great. And in fact, somewhere along that little journey, we've actually unlocked a gear press. This is going to output gears, it's going to consume iron plates, and it's also going to take a little bit of energy to run. This is like our first manufacturing process, which is fine. I should also point out we get coal ash from the coal power plant, just as a sort of point of note. Either way, let's see if we can try and get down and dirty with the gear press, because this is the sort of first stage of completely transforming this game. The gear press, or building the gear press, I should say, will unlock the ability to build a red science laboratory. Much like Factorio, this is the sort of first rung on the science ladder, and it is going to allow us to completely change how we play the game. We need to use gears. Gears are a constant input in this, as well as a little bit of energy, but we've got enough gears to sort of sustain this. In fact, we've got enough gears to, I think, sustain 3, but I'm probably going to try and grab, like, another few gear presses, and also we need to make sure that we're constantly staying on top of, where is it? Yeah, the iron smelter there, and the iron miners as well. Okay, so that's looking good. Now, very, very subtly, up here in the top right-hand corner, we've unlocked a brand new button. That is the research button. This is going to become very, very, very useful. We have 6 red flasks at the moment. We are gaining them at a rate of 0.2 per tick. It's not particularly impressive, so let's see if we can try and increase that. Let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. We've gone a little bit over our energy capacity, hence why everything has sort of become red. Let's increase the number of coal power plants that we've got. That, of course, puts a little bit of extra strain on the coal system. That's good. Okay, I think we just need to try and get more. We need to try and get more gear presses. We need to try and get more iron smelters. We need to try and get more coal. What do I need here? Max buildings reached. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so we have a maximum storage of 2,500. I believe this is maximum storage of each and every like item here. This is kind of unique for this building. However, you might be asking the question, how on earth are you gonna like build and automate a big old factory if you've already reached the maximum number of building slots? Well, I'll tell you something. We can't actually expand the number of building slots. That stays relatively similar. However, what we're going to do is we're going to research this. We're going to research expansion tech. Now, expansion tech is really going to expand our horizons. We've unlocked this little bit over here, which is quite handy. We can sort of flick through various views, which will become clear in just a second. But perhaps more importantly than that, we've unlocked another button up in the top right-hand corner. Now, this is the map. And this kind of is where things start to get a little bit wild, a little bit funky, and very, very interesting indeed. So our headquarters is now completely captured in this node. And what we can do is we can actually add nodes to this. It does cost us a few resources. It costs us 6 gears and 6 bricks to do, but that will allow us to produce another, or allow us to build, I should say, another 32 buildings. It's going to allow us to have 3 connections, but it only has a storage of 400. So what we can look to do here, for example, is we could look to set up a little bit of an iron mining setup. We could look to get some smelters in here. We could maybe throw in a coal miner, maybe get a few more iron miners. That's great. So now we are pretty much wholeheartedly manufacturing iron plates. What we probably want to be doing is we probably want to be getting a little bit more granular. We want to be getting a little bit more specialized, but at least for now, this is something that we can do. After we produce the iron plates, what we can do, we simply drag a line between the two nodes that we want to move resources between, and let's say, hey, iron plates, let's move the resources between where they need to go. We should see this number decrease. The maximum amount that we can move is 8 units per tick, but we're only, of course, producing 3. So once we get through the backlog, this full green bar is going to show, there we go, it's going to reduce back down to, by my calculations, about 3. In fact, not about 3, exactly 3. Perfect. And of course, this is just being added to the iron plate storage, which is really, really handy. However, this in and of itself isn't super useful. And of course, we can sort of like, we can make as many sort of production nodes as we want to. But I can tell you, there's a more efficient way of operating this. Unlocks the parcel. All extraction buildings boost output by 130. No output, no throughput limit. This is extraction tech tier 1. This is super useful for us for a variety of reasons. Let's sort of pause on this before I go and unlock things. This is a very, very useful node indeed. And you can see visually it's a little bit different from the production node. It kind of looks like the start of the process. That is because it is designed to be the node that you put all of your sort of miners in. So we can build a few iron miners. And of course, we can only move the resources out at 8 per second, at least at the moment. But what we can do is we can have a dedicated node that is dedicated to extracting iron ore from the ground, and we can actually just get rid of the iron miners here and increase our number of iron miners over here. Why would you want to do that? Well, quite simply because you get a massive bonus. All extraction buildings gain a plus 30% output boost, no throughput limit when connected to a node. We haven't actually unlocked a node yet, but we will very, very shortly. But this is just some sort of one of the things that we can do. Iron ore at the moment is limited, or it's literally at 400 capacity. But again, that's the sort of maximum capacity of one of these parcels. I think they're called parcels. Anyway, what else can we unlock? We can unlock steelmaking, which I'm absolutely going to do, and we're also going to unlock the node. The node is very, very handy. It increases the output, the edge throughput limit for outputs. Inputs from extraction parcels have no throughput limit. So, you remember that I was talking about how this is limited to 8 per second? Well, no longer. If we bang in a node, which we actually need steelmaking to do, then we are able to completely transform the way that we move resources around the map here. Now, what I think we want to do is we want to actually build a process to construct steel. What do we need for steel? Steel is 5 iron plates and a little bit of energy. We also need to deal with our power crisis, which we have ongoing at the moment. So let's maybe do that. I'm going to get a coal miner here. There we go. 10 coal, perfect, in an extraction node. We are going to dedicate this to a couple of power plants, and we're just going to sort of connect that up. We're just going to move coal over like so. And then the output, the coal ash, I mean, it accumulates at such a slow rate. 0.5 per tick that we can probably just sort of leave it in there for now. But I'm actually just going to do the sort of sensible thing and move it into the HQ just so that we can sort of get rid of it as and when we need to. That gives us a whole bunch of energy, and we can actually move this sort of all the way up here and just sort of not worry about that at all. Now, still don't have steel. We're after steel. What do we need for a steel mill? We need 100 iron plates. We've got plenty of iron plates. And we also need a few bricks. We have less bricks, but that's fine. Let's build 2 steel mills. That's going to consume 10 iron plates. Let's actually get rid of this connection. And let's insert this. Let's insert this over here. Iron plates. Let's make that the outputs. There we go. Move this entire process over here. Looking grand. Now, I would very much like to increase the number of iron smelters that we have here. And to be brutally honest, we don't even need a coal miner here, because we should probably be optimizing for all iron smelters. And we'll just take the coal from down here. Oh, can't add edge max connections reached. Yeah, that's because the extraction parcel only allows for a single connection. That is going to be fixed immediately. Let's move as much steel as we possibly can into the HQ, because if we're just leaving the steel in this production parcel, then it's going to do exactly nothing, and it's not going to contribute to our global resources. But once it's in the HQ, it absolutely does. There's also a warehouse building, which we're going to be able to unlock soon, that's going to allow us to do effectively the same thing. But for now, unlocking steel will allow us to build the node. The node is super handy. The node is unbelievably good because it effectively allows us to have, look at that, a huge amount of throughput. We can actually store 1,200 resources, and it's effectively like a really useful buffer, and we can have loads and loads of connections here as well. So we can lead a single connection between an extraction parcel and a node, and then we can sort of connect the node up to multiple different outputs, which is super handy. There we go. Let's make that a little bit more visually sort of pleasing. But that's kind of what we're gonna do, and that looks pretty darn decent. We're also very short of iron over here, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do the sensible thing. We're gonna connect this up to a node, and we're gonna lead that through like so, and that is great. Now you'll see that we're not actually gonna get 100% of the resource coming from the iron right through. This node is, yeah, pretty much stacked. It's stacked up to 100%. But we do get a faster rate of transfer than just going from the extraction directly to the production parcel. So that's at least something, but we're not even close to like utilizing all of the sort of smelters that we've got here. In fact, we're at like 64 iron per second short of effectively where we need to be, which is fine though. That's generating us like a decent amount of steel. I think we're okay with this. Now, what do we want to accomplish next? I think what we really want to do is probably try and get a production node set up that is dedicated to the production of red science. So red science requires gears. Gears require these bad boys. I think we're going to try and make probably another one of these. We can copy this. There we go. I did alt drag. And that copies the connections, but unfortunately, it doesn't copy the buildings actually inside, which is fine, I suppose. That's okay. Let's build as many as we can. Honestly, just build the max. Just build the max. I'm happy to do that. If we were to copy this node, let's have a little test. Cancel that. Actually, cancel that. If I was to build another node here, right? Node to node, iron ore, and then iron ore into there. Yeah, can't add max edge connections reached. Oh yeah, it's because we're only allowed 3 connections in a production parcel. So we're only allowed 2 inputs and one output. That's literally, I suppose, what the point of it is. But either way, this is fine. We've got plenty of iron coming in. We've got plenty of coal coming in. We don't need that much coal. The ratio is fine. That's going into the steel mill. I don't really want it to be going into the steel mill, but to be fair, like to be absolutely fair, there's nothing stopping us from just like copying another one up straight and just like banging out more iron smelters. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Either way, I want this to be going into a gear facility, gear press. There we go. We need to use 8 iron per second. We could put a node in here. That would allow us to move. 16 per second. However, we're only able to extract 8 per second. So eventually this would equalize at 8 per second anyway. So I kind of think that is almost sort of a redundant connection. So we'll do that. That's fine. And gears, lots and lots of gears. Let's copy another one of these bad boys because we have absolutely plenty of iron to go around. And the good thing about this, also we are out of bricks, but that's fine. The good thing is that we can actually use, what do we need? Oh, we're running low. We're running low of iron. We're running low on iron. Let's fix that immediately. And actually, let's probably set up like a way to manufacture bricks a little bit more efficiently, because I think the only bricks that we're getting are the ones in our HQ at the moment. But you can kind of see the power of nodes here. We can also see sort of at a glance exactly how much of any sort of specific resource we need, because if we're not buffering resources in the iron node, this is officially the, I guess we can rename this one the iron node. There we go. Rename that the iron node. If we're not buffering resources there, then that is a problem. There we go. Get that up to 16. Perfect. And that should be fine. If it's not fine, we can build another extractor and just feed it through the node. I mean, there's another 14 connections to go there, for goodness sake. So that's fine. Gears, we're up to where we need to be for gears. Let's get the output sorted for that. That's going to be gears. Excellent. And we are going to use that to pretty drastically, I hope, increase red science. Sure, we'll start the process. We'll start the process at least of adding red science, but I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed at how quickly I'm manufacturing bricks. So let's see if we can try and fix that. And we'll fix it. Tell you what, why don't we fix it up here? Because we're gonna need to add bricks to the HQ anyway. We're also gonna need to add red science to the HQ, so let's do that right now, just so that we don't end up getting into a nasty sort of predicament with regards to a buffer situation. Let's add a production parcel over here. This is going to be filled with kilns. And in fact, we can drag the coal from there. Nice. I like how it sort of like makes everything look nice. Let's add stone. Beautiful. Stone miner. Why am I doing that? That's not how we do it. We drew, or we should be drawing it through a node. If we draw it through a node, everything will look nicer. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, so we need more stone. We're manufacturing stone at our best possible rate. Excellent. And down here. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to connect a brand new resource. Bricks. Fantastic. Okay, so that's going to increase production a little bit, which is quite nice. Red science is coming through here, which is great. Means that we can actually build a decent number of these labs, which is fantastic. I'll just build up to the max, or I'll build up to 16. I want to see this gear number start to drop a little bit. There we go. -8 per second. That's actually the maximum, so that's fine. What do you need? You've got plenty of iron plates. Tell you what. Make another... Oh, we can't make another... Can't make another factory. Well, we can make another gear factory. That's not a problem to make. It's the fact that these guys already have their maximum number of connections. So we'll drag that down there. And... What's the issue? What's the issue with connections here? There shouldn't be any issues with connections. We should be completely fine. And all I need to do is just add more iron smelters. We're still missing flipping bricks, but that's fine. Iron plates. Iron plates. And add more iron smelters. Right, okay. So that's going to get us a heck of a lot more gears eventually. As soon as I build some more gear presses, that is. Man, we have no flipping bricks, do we? Are we not? We have not got enough stone miners in here. That is a major oversight. That is an absolutely huge oversight. We need to be hitting 16 point something. Yeah, 16 point something there, and at least 16 point something there. Otherwise, we're not going to get an 8 consistent. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's sort of a bit better. That's nice at least. A few more iron smelters over here. A few more iron smelters over here. That'll pump up these numbers. The gears. We definitely need more gear facilities in here. And we want to be making sure that we are pumping them out to the degree that we're using them. Also, we need more red science labs, and that is absolutely a problem because we're sort of capping out at 400 there, which is not what we want to see. So yeah, let's double our red science labs. And again, it's bricks that are the problem, but I don't want to build any more facilities. Also, power. We're massively out of power. Didn't really pay attention, and that kind of dropped down, which is a bit of a shame, but it's fine. We're back to where we need to be now, which is great. Okay, we've got loads and loads of inputs coming in, which is perfect. We've got a maximum of 32 labs, which is great. That's 3.2 science per tick, and in fact, my research should be, frankly, through the roof. Yeah, it's pretty good. However, I think I want to probably save up for this. Production and extraction parcels get 1 extra connection for each 6 empty building slots. That's pretty handy. Reduces the energy consumption of buildings by 4%. You know what? That's maybe good. Unlocks the warehouse parcel. I think I want the warehouse parcel. I mean, I want them all. I really, really want them all. Let's get energy efficiency tech, just because it is something that I can do. Connection tech is going to be useful, but it's not going to be that useful. What I really want to do is I want to see if I can try and get... I'd say what, give me connection tech, sure. So that's going to immediately unlock, yeah, like a bunch of extra slots, specifically in these gear facilities. I'm going to copy a red science production facility, and then we're just going to sort of throw as many... There we go. As many buildings in here as to the point that we get 1 extra connection for free. Actually, what am I talking about? We don't. We can just max this out. Just max this out. That's totally fine. Okay. That's looking good. That's looking way better than it was. And actually, we're still supplying... We're apparently still... Oh my goodness, I'm out of power again. That's not good. Right, max this out. Max out the amount of power that we can get there. That was with, by the way, the consumption reduction. Right, so get all this research coming through. This is looking good. I do want to get 2,000 research tokens because that is going to allow me to do some pretty darned crazy stuff. Effectively, at some point, I don't know when, but we unlocked the ability to know about the Green Science Lab. Now, the Green Science Lab requires copper cables. Copper cables requires something special. It requires new ore. And it requires some new knowledge. So let's skip forward in time to when we get excavation tech, which is going to allow us to dig a little bit deeper. Right, I've got 2,000 tokens, research tokens, and this is going to allow us to unlock excavation tech, unlock new resources by digging deeper with the excavation site. Indeed, boom, right up here, top right-hand corner, we've unlocked a brand new tab. This is where things get kind of interesting. So at the moment, this is the surface. This is a big old drill here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button over here, which is going to effectively dig or dig down, I suppose. This works kind of. There's kind of like levels here. The first level there is nothing. We are now down onto level 2. Now down here on level 2, if we click the dig button. We are going to be faced with a couple of enemies. And in fact, not just a couple of enemies, quite a lot of enemies. And they are going to damage my drill. I don't want my drill to die, so I'm going to eventually abandon that. But effectively, what we have the ability to do is we have the ability to build, we have the ability to build an excavator. We have the ability to build a little bit of floor around the drill. And hopefully, pretty soon, we will have the ability to get some military tech to protect our drill as we drill down. And we can actually see the upgrades that we've got available here. So we've got this one, which is going to increase the game speed to 2. And we've got yield income plus 25%. And we've also got quartz, silicon. All of that is deeper, deeper, deeper down. But for now, we've unlocked copper, which is quite nice. And we can sort of think about how we go about approaching copper. I expanded my red science a little bit. I expanded my bricks a little bit. Not like it particularly matters because we're still limited only 8 per second, but that is fine. Let's get another extraction node. Let's see if we can try and get some copper buildings. Okay, we got 3 copper buildings. We've got a copper miner, copper smelter, and a cable extruder. We need the cable extruder in order to get the green science. So let's do this. Let's build a copper miner here. And if I click the Alt button, we can actually build a maximum number of buildings. Which I am absolutely going to do. Beautiful. Let's get a production node right about here. And we'll get 32 copper smelters. Sure. It's simpler and easier just to build all at once, I think. We'll move the copper ore into here, which is grand. And that's going to give us some copper plates. Tell a lie. It's not going to give us some copper plates. We're missing one key ingredient. And that is coal. So let's get ourselves a coal node as well. There we go. That's looking not too bad. Amazing. Loads and loads of copper plates. Let's get another production node here. And the production node is going to have cable extruders. 32 cable extruders. We might sort of taper that depending on if we need a few extra connections. But for now, we'll just sort of like leave it as is. I think, honestly, this single production facility that's producing copper plates is going to be able to handle like multiple different copper extruders. But I tell you what we're going to do. Let's see if we can try and put this into a node. Is this going to give us... I think this is actually only going to give us 8 per second. Yeah, we'll throw that into there. That's going to be 16 for now. We'll see what it actually requires. See what it'll taper down to 8. But if it tapers down to anything below 8... Oh no, it's going to taper down to exactly 8. So I guess that's a perfect number. Okay, well, then that's fine. We can reduce this. Get us 1 extra connection. That 1 extra connection, we can go into here directly. Cables. Just because I want to try and maximize my use of cables. That can be deleted. We don't need that. We don't need that. Don't worry. Okay. Right, lots and lots of copper cables. Copper cables are going to need bricks as well. Flippin' bricks, honestly. Flippin' bricks. They are the bane of my life. Let's move all of this down here then, because I want to use this coal chain. We'll get extractors over here for bricks, for stone. Bang it into a node, just like so. There we go. That is coming through nicely. Get another production facility. The production facility is going to be filled with kilns, which is fine. We're going to move stone, raw stone, right across there. We're going to move coal right up here. That's going to be all the ingredients that we need in order to manufacture bricks. And then, right over here, we can start thinking about some green science factories. And flippin' heck, we can only build 3 of these bad boys. Well, we'll build 3 of them. We'll do what needs to be done. What's the ratio? I didn't even check the ratio. 12 copper cables to 4 bricks. To be fair, that's maybe not so bad for us. What's up here? What's the issue? We are not outputting copper cables for some reason. Kind of can't work out why, because we've got a need for copper plates over here. What's going on? Yeah, you're building the copper smelters, but oh, you're outputting copper cables. Well, that shouldn't be the case. You should be outputting copper plates. Whoops. Don't know why that was happening. But that's rectified, so that'll at least fix things. And we should start to get a little bit of green science, which is quite nice. Okay, that's a long journey to the HQ, which I can do, but I can also just unlock warehouse tech, and I think I might just do that. So warehouse tech effectively, that's not the button, effectively allows me, at a very, very expensive cost, bear in mind, 2,000 stone, 1,000 bricks, and 500 steel, effectively allows me to create a global storage, which is quite nice. There's 8 connections, and, you know, I think the idea is that when the factory gets sufficiently big, then we're able to sort of have multiple distributed sort of endpoints. So you kind of have this sort of curved left end for signifying the starts, and you got the warehouse right over here, which is the sort of end process. Either way, I would love to get basic electronics, bauxite miner, aluminium smelter. I'd like that, but I'd really like to get military tech up and running as well. Let's get a few more green science factories. I need to keep, what do I need to keep? I need to keep 1 extra connection here. We also need more bricks by the looks of things. Although if that number goes up, yeah, I guess we're fine. I guess we're totally fine. Yeah, this is all looking good. This is all looking good. Okay. Extraction Tech 2 increases the extraction building gain to 160%. That is really nice. But to be fair, like we've just built more. We've just built more extraction buildings whenever we've really needed them. And we've not really suffered too much for that. This is all looking very, very good indeed. We maybe need a few additional copper cables. There's quite a significant drawdown rate at the moment. Copper plates are in a little bit of short supply. We can copy this, no bother. Let's do it. And let's get... Please remove a connection before adding a new building. That's fine. We've gone up to the maximum of 26. And let's sort of separate that so that we can see the difference there. That would be stupid just to move that back into the position. But yeah, I think that'll work a little bit better so that we can get our maximum of 8 a little bit more consistently now. At least that's the goal. Right, military tech is going to unlock the machine gun and walls. Beautiful. What do we need for a machine gun? I want to defend. I want to defend my base. What do we need? We are missing a whole bunch of steel, 3,500 bricks, and 1,750 copper sheets. That is a lot of resources, and I feel like I'm not even close to being able to get that. Okay, let's see if we can get that, and then hopefully that's going to give us the confidence to start a dig. All right, reconfigured a few things, added an extra sort of iron production facility, a couple of extra iron production facilities really for big old steel factory over here, which is pumping out a heck of a lot of steel and is taking all of my iron plates, which is grand. Also sort of reconfigured our red science operation. Now, the simple reason that I've done this is that we have reached the maximum amount of red science that we can hold in the HQ. So it kind of made sense to funnel everything through a node instead. And then that means that on our output, effectively, we're not losing anything because we're able to transfer at a slightly greater speed on the output of the node. So we're able to transfer up to 16 per second over to the warehouse. And that's going to cap it. Well, it's literally just coming up on the cap now, but it gives us a bit of a sort of bigger buffer without building an extra warehouse. I think I've managed to acquire all of the other resources. I built an extra sort of copper facility feeding directly into the warehouse, which is fine. Expanded my brick operation a little bit. Let's go back to excavation and see if we can try and get this turret banged in right about there. It's got some sort of different stats. It doesn't particularly matter, to be honest. I can actually almost build a second one if I had a few more bricks, but that's fine. Did I build a bit of land over there? I did. Either way, this turret is going to go to town. I think it should have the range to protect the drill. Now, if the drill does take a little bit of damage, it's not necessarily the end of the world. It's maybe a little bit suboptimal, but I think that this turret has got enough sort of firepower to do the damage. I mean, we can always abort if it's looking sort of rubbishy. It is looking really rubbishy, actually. I mean, maybe we want to see if we can try and nab some walls in here. Try and funnel things around. I mean, it's going to cost me... Build floor first? That's okay. We'll build walls around... How about we build walls around there? Sure. Sure, just build walls 100% around everything. I think that's going to require, yeah, it's going to require a little bit of eating to get through the walls, and that will make me much happier and give me the confidence to actually get the job done here. Yeah, the turret's range is not perfect, so it's not going to be able to sort of reach the bugs on the outside of the walls, but I think it should be enough to delay sort of things. A little bit of a guessing game because it looks like the health bar goes behind the walls, but I think it's fairly safe to say that we're going to manage this dig reasonably easily. Success, level beaten, and this has actually given us a meta upgrade, which is the ability to multiply the speed of the game. Look at that, which is going to effectively double our input and output of absolutely everything. There is something else that I wanted to get as an upgrade. There's the edge throughput tier 1, increases edge throughput to 15 items per tick. That is going to completely change. That is going to completely change all of the ratios that I made up here, and will effectively allow me to do a whole bunch of extra production. I hope. Look at that. We're able to move more gears in here. We're able to move more science. It doesn't actually matter over there because we're completely out of red science. We don't need any more red science, but that is really, really cool how we're able to do that. Probably going to mean that we're able to produce some more green science down in this area. I really like that too. Extraction gains, basic electronics. Basic electronics, without a doubt, are probably the thing that I need to get next. These are sort of sequential upgrades. Increases warehouse capacity, turret attack speed, turret attack range. That's all fine. Unlocks construction drones. We haven't even sort of got to drones yet, but that's kind of cool. The ability to get energy efficiency. Let's maybe nab that. Energy efficiency again. And I'll get the extraction. I'll get the extraction kit. Yeah, ladies and gents, I think we're gonna wrap things up right about now. I dig this. I dig this. Incremental Factory. It's really cool. It has no sound. It has no sound, and it has no music. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, give it a little whirl. Let me know what you think. Check it out. Linked down in the description below. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting indeed. I think this game has a long way to go, but I think the premise is fascinating. I really do. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.